Hey, I think we're live. I don't
Ah,
have the theme up yet. We're not live yet until the theme comes on. Now here it is. There we go. Woo! That was joyous.
looking for the weekend.
Too much going here. Hang on. Where you at? There we go.
Yeah, I know where to go.
Hey, champ.
There's a man on the way into the music scene.
Good afternoon, Edward.
Hello.
Cover football pin.
With great advice,
I'm going to go let my dog in.
I can't hear you anyway. Show.
That's where I go for the latest blend and focus.
Meow.
For the music that comforts my soul. It's the Hall Around Town Radio Show. The Hall Around Town Radio.
Wow, wow,
Hi,
wow,
Ceris.
wow.
How are you?
Good.
Oh, there we are. Let's take that off. All right, there we go. Jeez. I'm a hot mess today in the studio.
I'm just a hot mess, so it's all good.
We're all matching today. Here we go.
It's the Weekend Review.
Hot topics coming for you.
Speaking with the fans, sometimes they
I had to
don't
reword
show
that.
well, whatever plan. Someone who's playing out off the
How you doing, by the way?
Rachel? I haven't seen her in a minute.
Let me get some comments working here. What we
We
got?
got lots.
Oh, wow.
Hi, everybody.
They're rolling in. The champ.
Wonder, what's up, guys? Hey, Toy.
Ed, that is a
Bob,
great profile picture, by the way, Ed.
Yeah, it
I
is.
love that picture.
handsome as shit, Ed.
I tried to like it today, but the Book of Face wouldn't let me for some reason. It wouldn't even show me how to hit like on it or something. I don't know
Eric,
what was going on.
Roger. Hi, Eric.
What's up, Glenn? Toy Hobbs in the house. Toy. What's up with Toy? Bob Klein is here. How are you, Bob?
Hey, Bob.
We got an interesting topic today, Bob.
We do, Bob.
We do. Yeah, we do, Bob. Yes.
Hey,
You wanted
Evelyn.
something-
Hi, Melody. Hey, Bill. RIP 14. Yep. We did a moment of
Yes.
silence for that gentleman last night for our during our matching madness.
Yeah, that's sad, man. I had a chance to do a couple of things with him, and I enjoyed it. He was a fun guy to talk to and interesting.
But
I never told him I was from Franklin area, though, because that's where he got in trouble. And he doesn't like that town. What's up, Rachel?
hey, Rachel.
Oh, I miss Rachel.
I miss Rachel too. She's like
I
just
do.
so kind.
Yes.
Rachel, you gonna come on the 13th?
I think she's coming to Women Helping Women. You coming to Women Helping Women?
She usually donates
Women Who Rock, I'm sorry.
Baskets.
Yeah.
So it's always nice of her.
Yes.
Hi, Jim.
How about that? Jimmy Kilroy in the house. I haven't seen Jim in person in a while. Hey, how's your day going? Yeah.
I mean, I suppose I've had better days. But
Ceris was filming a Lifetime movie about a stabbing in the kitchen or something, and then she cut her hand. No, actually, she was breaking up, refereeing a little doggy battle today.
yeah,
Oh,
it's okay. They were all scared, and
you know, it's amazing how they get when they get scared. Something spooked. It's like a horse. Sometimes when horses get spooked, I mean, they just go nuts.
it was. Monty was just like standing there barking, and then Thor came up, and Monty just freaked out. It was, I watched it on video because I was inside. He was scared, and then that scared Thor, and then I mean, you can't,
Game on, so to speak.
Yeah.
Well,
I got 3 stitches.
what's another bill or vet bill or anything else? I mean, that's what happens when you have these puppers.
Yeah.
Hi, Sean Cooper. How are you, buddy? TJ in the house.
TJ?
How you doing, bud? What's going on? Hey, we've got a good topic today, Ceris.
We do.
We do. We do.
Oh.
And we're going to talk today a little bit, and we want your input. This is important that we get viewer input on this one. But we're going to talk about cover bands who are looking to gain popularity and some ways in order to do that and to book better gigs, obviously, as you gain popularity and so on. And we're going to get into that one a little bit. And the aspects of how to get you where you want to be if you're not there yet. And so we're going to chat about that a little bit today on the program. So if you're out there and you have some ideas about new up and coming cover bands and how to hit the ground running, do that, you know, how they can improve or enhance their image in order to get better gigs and better pay and all the other things. Hi, Shane DeMoss.
Lots of puppy, pee-pee, and poopy.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, you know, but those two chasing each other the other night in your video, Shane, was priceless. Or if it was Krista's, I don't know which one of you posted it, but it was,
I missed it.
It was so funny. Taco and Belle chasing each other around the house. It was high speed energy.
Oh, now I get it. Taco Bell.
You get that now?
Got it. It took me way too long to figure that out.
Yeah, that was kind of an over your head thing.
Kareem. Hot female leads. Yeah, it's true. Hot female lead singer is a pretty decent cheat code.
That's great. That's priceless. Yeah. Well, you know, that does create a draw.
It sure does. I know.
We're not going to deny it.
I know for me, I had a cancellation with one of my favorite people. And unfortunately, he had to cancel. But he took the initiative to try to find bands that he would put his name behind to cover. And that is a pretty good way to get you in. I mean, I brought in, they're now playing in October to cover them because he backed them, you know.
Dad bought and a fishnet crop top usually fills the seats. I see where this show's going already today. Going to hell in a hurry. It is. I don't know. I've seen some bands with a fishnet crop top that I'd put at the bottom of my list. I'm just going to say that.
Well, depends on what list.
Depends on who's wearing them, right?
There you go.
What's on the inside of the fishnet. So how about let's talk about some bullet points on this one. If you want to gain popularity and you want to gain an enhancement in getting better gigs and bigger venues and all that, how do you enhance your musical talent? What does it take to enhance that musical talent in order to become better at what you do? And I think a lot of bands miss out on this, and that's practicing. Sometimes it's hard to get people together to do that. What do you think?
I mean,
yeah.
You know, did I tell you this story? I had a band reach out to me about a month ago, asking me, they're like, we don't want to get paid, but we need experience and we need cover, like, you know, to put our names out there. And we were wondering if you would let us open for somebody or just come in, you know, and play just for like an hour, you know, something like that. And I thought that was very realistic, you know, because they're like, we're brand new. We think we're pretty good. We need we need to get our name out there. And I thought, well, you know, I listened to it. Really great people. I didn't think they were quite ready for, you know, their own. And that's fine. You're brand new. It takes time, you know. I said, come in on a Thursday and play for our Thursday crowd. You know, get your name out there that way. And we can do that a few times.
I think that's a great idea too. I mean, to get, I hate the term exposure. I'm not going to use that.
But they used it. They used it.
Yeah. You know? Exposure is a negative in the business oftentimes because there's so many shitty people that run venues that say, oh, you got to come in and play for exposure. I think that's a crappy term, but I get what you're saying. And it's a great, the jam type situations and open mic nights are great areas to have your talent showcased. I mean, to get up in front of people and get recognized. And all it takes is one person to see you and think, wow, they're great, and start blowing up things. And then people catch on. So I get it. I mean, I think that would be a good start to gaining popularity. And we're looking for comments on this one. How do you start to get better?
Well, for all you guys that are in a band, you didn't just become popular from the very first day. So how did this work for you? Like, what did you guys do? Somebody took a chance on them, right? I mean, is that what we're talking about? Or are we talking about how do you get better?
No, I think we're looking at the end result, and the end result on this, and this is a viewer-based comment today, or topic today. The end result was looking to gain popularity and or a bigger following. Hi. I didn't know I had that on. Hi, you're on the air. They hung up. All right. I love it. I love it. I think what I was trying to say here before we were rudely interrupted, to gain popularity and a following in order to book bigger gigs and the most important aspects to get them where they want to go. So I think everybody's aspiration is to play and not just stay stagnant in one little place or only play once or twice a year. If they, they're putting the effort into a band, they want to play. At least that's what I get out of it. Now, some of the bands that have been in it for 20 years have said, we're going to back off and only play 6 shows a year. And I mean, I understand that too. I mean, you get to that point where you're like, yeah, I've had enough. But
you know what? I kind of love the idea of these 6 shows per year band because people go, every show is like packed out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, our friend Nick Wheeler from Truck, and you've met those guys.
Right.
Nick just played with his band. I didn't get a chance to go over the weekend, but Medal of Honor, and it's a great band. It takes you back to the 80s metal stuff, and they play once a year. And, they all, unfortunately, they hit the hurricane weekend on their one show a year, but that didn't help. But I will tell you that they're definitely a great band. It's just a matter of they've chosen just to do an encore show every year, and that's okay. But what about the newbie? What about the person who says, like you said, they send you a message saying, my band's pretty good, I think, but I need to get out in front of people and I need to showcase that talent. And you gave a great option there for your jam night. I think that's a good one.
So Shane, let me ask you a question. I'm the reason why I'm asking Shane, because it's a combination. He said, practice your ass off at home, rehearsal with the band often, play as much as you can when you can. Nothing simulates a live show like a live show. Right. Okay. So Shane, when you first started playing, did you guys think that you were in the beginning at the level to be playing on a stage?
That's a good question because some people come out of the chute thinking they're ready, but I think some people are realistic about it.
And this goes back to, and again, these people were lovely. I thought they were fantastic. I thought they were fantastic people, but it was very messy. There were some very good musicians within the group, but they weren't a group. Do you know what I'm saying? So did you have this self-awareness? Like, I want to know what goes through the head of a musician when they listen to themselves and then listen to some, another band.
Brandon, I agree. Most bands should not believe in giving a piss poor performance. And if they do, they shouldn't be in the business, because if you get in there to the I don't give a crap attitude about it, then you're not going to do anybody any justice. But I want to back up, though. I want to talk. You mentioned something really smart there, and it was like playing the jam and doing those kind of things. But you still have to be prepared to even go do that. You have to prepare yourself to have the skills and ability to be on stage and to perform in front of a group of people. And what I learned from a lot of bands, I say, why doesn't your band practice? Well, there's all these millions of excuses. Well, it's we can't
practice
all the time. We can't get everybody together, or when we do get together, it's a shit show and everybody just wants to cut up and not, you got to take this serious if you're going to play and play for pay. I mean, it's got to be a business.
Oh, whoa. Who are these people that don't practice? Who does a band and then has the audacity to go ask somebody to pay them to play?
I think you know a lot of them. You just don't realize it. Yeah, I think you do. But if people are adding 10 new songs a month or, 5 new songs a month, that's a heavy load. It is a heavy load for a band to learn new songs. And you better be good at the ones you already know. That's the other side of it too.
Right. I don't know. I mean, I think there's bands that have been around for a really, really long time that perhaps don't practice. I mean, it's Blackbone Cat still practices all the time. Like, like all these bands that I know, I mean, I can probably guess some of the bands that have played my stage once possibly don't practice, hadn't practiced. But they only lasted once.
Well, don't you think the other side of that too is, I mean, some of these bands are struggling so much to keep their band together that it's like, oh, we grabbed a bass player this week and a drummer this week, and they're going to fill in, and it's like that can be a disaster
unless you're playing to tracks.
True that. And
there's a band, and I'm not going to mention names, but they have switched to playing to tracks now. And it works for them.
Thank you, Kara.
But it's not exactly, I mean,
Kareem, that's a good one too. I mean,
consistency is key. If you can't get together all the time, fine. Figure out the time you can do consistently week after week. So for being amazing musicians that can play anything or putting on a fantastic show. Well, they're both important, Bob, but
I pick A.
I would pick A as well. However, that could lead to a really boring show.
But what I'm saying there is I'm baiting Bob a little bit, because I know what a lot of people are going to say. They're going to pick A there. They're going to say musicians that can play anything can get on stage and make it happen. That is totally untrue. Most musicians still have to put together a format and a show. And I think it's more about the production in these days and the stage presence and entertainment than it is about the musicianship anymore. And I hate to say that, but there are some technically great bands who fall flat.
There, I think when you're doing cover bands, you are putting on a show. Like it is the show. That is what they're going to look for, a show. And there are some cover bands that like focus on certain music that like let's look at Crown Watts. Some of the most technically like incredibly talented musicians. Okay. They're phenomenal at what they do. Their lighting adds to their show. Are they a big performance band? No, they're not. No. But their show is what they do, their prog rock, like what they do, and that like the lighting and what they do together. But it's not like a big, it's not like a Miss Jackie type of show, where Miss Jackie, she has it all though, in my opinion. Like she's just everything. So, but do you know what I'm saying?
That is a lot of, I agree 100% there, because like Crown Watts is one of the best technical bands I've ever heard. I would never describe them to anybody as bring them to your next party, because the people that come to see Crown Watts are into that prog rock. They're into the music. They're into the finesse and the fantastic musicianship, and they're laser focused on the band. They're not there to yell woo and do shots. They're not. It's a different group. It's
not a huge drinking crowd by any means. That's true. But it does. But for me, I'm so like intrigued by what they do that I still find it extremely entertaining. You know what I mean? Like it's just a different kind of party, but it's not really a drinking party. No.
Kara, that old cliche still rings true to me too. I think practice makes perfect in anything you do. The more you do it, the more you're together as a group, the better you get. I agree.
Listen to Bob Klein. Bob Klein, Crown Watts can get away with melting faces. Most of the rest of us don't. They put on a concert. My band puts on a show.
Yeah. And that's a totally different band and a totally different booking, and sometimes a totally different venue. There aren't many venues that Crown Watts is going to be the quintessential fit for. they're not necessarily a fit for your place, but they've grown an audience there. So when they play, they draw a big crowd of their followers.
Well, I think they're a great fit
You
for
know?
my place because I think my place is a good combination of the two.
Do you really? I'm surprised to hear you say that because when I think of your place, I think of this music center that's more so, a party. You know, I mean, everybody in there is into it.
But they're
I don't
also
know.
But they're also there because they love really good music.
Hi, Jason.
You know what I mean? So,
Right.
and
Well,
really
yeah.
good musicians. And I just want to go back. I don't have a problem with tracks by any means. Like some of my favorite bands have backing tracks. So I just want to make sure, like, you know, I don't care what, if you put on a good show and people are loving it and they're having fun, I don't really care what you do.
Brandon Crown Watts is from the Cincinnati area, and they are. Have they announced who they're replacing John Michael with? Have we heard? I don't know. Yeah, I saw it was his last show the other night. I'm sorry I had to miss that one because I think the band really was cohesive. I thought they were a tight group. And Lance wants to know who's playing to tracks. Well, more than you think. I will just say that.
Who's playing to tracks?
Yeah, who's playing to tracks?
What's playing to tracks? He didn't know what.
Oh, did he? I thought he said, "Oh, I see it." What's playing to tracks? Sorry, Lance. I'm blind.
Some. A little pitter patter of those little feeties.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
Eric says he wants to be entertained. Give me something to look at long. Well, we're getting a little off topic, but I want to say we're trying to give people an idea. And Shane, you're on here. I mean, you're one of the ones that he posted a minute ago. He said we didn't get paid for a lot of gigs before we did. I mean, we practiced, we played out a little bit in different places and private parties and things like that, which that they paid their dues, and everything is a practice, no matter what it is. If you're playing, I think you're still practicing and honing your craft. I mean, you have to be. But, and there are some bands that the tracks work and some bands they don't in. And I'd say it depends on what you're playing.
Shane practices his band, practices 1 to 2 times a week since we started in January. Everyone does their homework. I mean, to me, Shane, that just makes me want to hug you. I mean, that's taking pride in your craft. You know what I mean?
And his band is made up of super talented guys who don't ever want to have a bad show. I mean, they're the kind of guys that they're not going to walk off stage and say, we didn't do our best tonight. They're going to say, I'm kicking myself in the ass for not doing my best tonight. You know,
yeah,
I mean, we're going to make it better next time. So
Daisy, let it go. Oh yeah. Okay.
Little argument happening.
Yeah. She wants to
talk to you, Daisy.
In reference to, I know we keep going off topic, Cream. You're right. We do keep going off topic. You can either grind out your competition or you can outmarket them. I
think we're stuck on this. Should you practice? And yes, you should. That's my opinion.
Good.
And, you need to add new songs too. And that's something that bands that are up and coming, you can have your core set, but you need to add some new material so that those who follow you and come to every show can't predict what the next song's going to be.
Yeah, agreed.
I've known a lot of bands that I can tell you what their next tune is because they never even change. I think they have the set list and they just hit print and make copies of it every week. You know, they don't change it a bit.
And I really just don't even.
Thanks, Benny.
Like those people, there were a few bands that like constantly wanted to, they were badgering to come to play my stage. And then they come and play and they're standing there like this. Because they're so freaking bored.
Right.
About what you're playing. Because you're playing the same thing that you've played for the last 6 years. Why the F does anybody want to see that? That's not a show. That's nothing. That's a waste of time.
Look at Ed's comment here. Ed, that's perfect, Ed. And there's a perspective of a photographer, and he's still practicing his craft.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you can ever I don't think you should ever stop practicing.
So is practice the key element in enhancing your musical ability and becoming better so you get better gigs? I mean, that was the original question on it. What do you think?
I think that's part of how you get better gigs. I don't think that's the only part. But I do think that's part of how you get better gigs, but you should always practice. That
Then
shows
let's segue.
and shows respect for what you're doing and the person that you're trying to get hire you. Of course, you have to outwork, but I think you have to outperform them every show. People remember a great show. This is true.
They do. An epic show always goes a long way. Well, let's segue into the next portion of this. Okay, so we've determined that it takes practice and it takes bands having an ethic, of work ethic, and all that to get better. How about marketing your band? I think that's a missed element too in some bands. Marketing yourself. Kareem said something earlier about flooding the market with stuff about your band. Is there overkill, or when you're new, do you just do you market the hell out of it? I mean, I don't know, because some bands don't market at all and they still fill a room. I don't know.
But is that just because they already have a reputation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like they cease and desist at that point of marketing themselves once they have the reach for the brass ring and they grab it, and then it's like, well, we don't need to do that anymore. I disagree with that. I think you need to market every show. But that's just me.
Look at DV8. They've been around for how long? How long?
A long time. I don't know. A really long time. Yeah, in some fashion or another.
Band, they still promote their shows. Every show.
Every one of them.
Every single one. If you're not, don't even get me started on this shit again. Man. Don't get me started on that ego. I don't want to get involved in that. I'm going to get real mad. Thank
you, Ray. I agree. Good comment. Thanks, Brandon, for that. And Party Punch proves that they're ready. I mean, you do. Every time I've seen you play, it's a rehearsed, well-oiled machine that Party Punch is. When you put on a show, it is a party from the start to the finish, and that's what people pay you for.
I mark it until someone wants to punch me in the face. Then I post one more. That's me too, Shane. So don't worry about it.
Hang on, I'm late in the game here. I'm reading comments, but Dewey, your comments too are great.
I can't even say the word right now. Setlist, yeah, I like that too.
I like when a band calls audibles on stage. They read their crowd and they say, these songs may not work in our set list. We gotta change it up because of the crowd we've got tonight. And I've seen those that can do that. Hats off to you. Hallelujah.
So here's the thing. To me, that takes a real professional and a professional musician on stage and an art and somebody with zero ego. Because here's what I find happen. People get so stuck on their set list that they think they know what's going to work. And then they don't even deter because they're not even paying attention to the audience. Whereas a true performer, musician will pay attention to how people are reacting to their art and go, this one isn't working. That's zero ego and just a whole lot there's a difference. There's a big difference.
I was wondering when someone would say it, and Kevin Cooper did, and I'm glad you did. About don't oversaturate any one of those channels you're on or your ability to market. And I tend to agree with that. It does become just, if somebody does 50 posts a day, I'm just tuning it out.
Yeah.
But if you're relevant every day, like you are, Ceris, in your business, or as monotonous as it becomes for me to promote my nights out hosting and trivia nights and things like that, I do it for every show because it's important to keep that fresh in the memories, and you may gain a person or two from it. That's the other thing. So I get it, Kevin. You can oversaturate. I think you can oversaturate a market playing out.
Well, that's a big one. Yeah. That's a big one.
But that's another day, another time.
That's another day.
Yep. And and what is a good method of marketing a new band? I mean, how do you become relevant? I think that's the whole question here that came up today. And it's a difficult one because some people it just clicks and some people it takes a lot of work and effort. And I don't know how you become more relevant so you do get those better paying gigs and bigger gigs.
Exposure.
Thank you, Kareem. With digestible content. Yes, that's a good term for that. And you know that all the social media experts, and there are a lot of them out there, they will all tell you that it doesn't even have to be relevant to your business sometimes or what you're doing. As Ceris is a perfect example of, with funny little memes and things to make people laugh, which keep people coming back to her page. And that is master marketing. It is not all about the fact that you have cheeseburgers at the Faded Cow food truck today or any of that, because people already know that. They do, you know, I mean, they really do.
We've got a ton of like out of my followers on Facebook, half of them are from Europe. They just listen. They just come for the memes. I mean, I don't care who you are. Come laugh. You're on my page. So I've already won.
Yeah.
You know?
And Shane says, yep, audibles always. I love that in a person who can read the audience and say, this song is not going to work. Let's punt and put this one in and see how it works. I think that's a mark of a great performer and entertainer. Some bands, though, they know they have a banger set list that's just that's their set list. They're going to play it. Every song's a banger. I understand that, you know, too.
The problem, Brandon Harvey, that I have with these videos goes back to one of my most frustrating things that I have with people and bands is lack of self-awareness. So unfortunately, the same people that are probably not practicing are the same people that are probably videoing it, listening to it, probably didn't even listen to it and just posted it thinking it sounded great because they think that they sound great. And they don't. And they do more harm than they do good. To the point where, I mean, you know if you're a good band. Obviously, you know if you're a good band, you know, you get booked out all the time, yada, yada. But these new bands that have yet to be booked, just posting videos as if like that has deterred me from booking them.
And I got to say hey to Dave Shores here. Dave,
sure.
I had an opportunity to invite Dave down to the Bell and say, come down and see some stuff there. And he happened to walk in on a night where he caught Melissa, and he has booked along with a group of people that books for the city of Centerville for their summer concert series. He's booked DV8, got him this Saturday.
Good.
And, you know, that's a good example of networking and things. So maybe part of this too is to invite people to your shows that you know have an influence somewhere in the music business and get them there. And, you know, Dave heard Melissa sing. He was like sold, you know, I mean, yeah, who doesn't?
It's hard to listen to Melissa and not go, okay.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. And yeah, I you know, and I have that DJ experience, Brandon, where I know you have to work the room and you have to play the room and you have to bring it up to a fever pitch and you have to take it back down. It's interesting. Are you looking under the comments? that looks really good.
Ceris, have you done something different with your hat?
Chad Applegate.
What are you saying, Chad? What's wrong with my hat?
Thank you, Ray Renee, Bob Klein. I'm way behind in comments here.
If you're posting videos, they had better be good. You always want to. Yeah, but the problem is, I don't think.
Thanks, Kareem.
I got to tell you, 50% of the videos that I see aren't good. So what does that say?
The videos that are posted online.
Yeah. So what?
Yeah.
I know they've got to be good, but if the band, that goes back to my original comment from when we first started the show. If the band thinks that they're good enough to be playing a show and posting these videos, but they're not, then that will completely derail their chances of exactly what this topic is about. How do you get into, you know, as a new band, get in?
If I had one piece of advice to give a band about social media, it would be this: lock your page down and make you have to approve something somebody tagged you in to go to your page. Because I will tell you that 9 times out of 10, these videos from the audience suck and they will make you look horrible. And the people mean well, they're taking video, they're having fun. But I've said it 1,000 times. There's always this girl or guy singing off key. off camera, and you're hearing that, and you think it's the band too, and it's awful.
Well,
So
what about the
choose it.
bands that are posting their own videos?
Well,
Somebody's got to.
Somebody needs to. When you put a camera up in the audience, I've seen bands do it. They put a camera up there and shoot the entire show. Somebody better be ready to do a lot of editing, because you just don't post that.
And that's my point is they are listening to this video going, this is great. I'm going to post this on my page. And it's horrible.
So social media, does anybody out there in bands agree that right now social media is your method of marketing? I mean, it used to be MailChimp, and you'd send email blasts out to your fans. You collect email address. Those days seem to have been in the past. So it's all social media marketing. Why can't people be good at it?
Yes, Dewey. They've got a few shows booked for 2025. Sorry.
I watched a band play this past weekend at a festival, and I tried to look them up to get info on them and all that. Zero social media presence.
Well, right
None.
there, I'm not booking if you have no social media presence.
Yeah, I mean, it just, I couldn't find them. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong place, but I searched high and low, and I couldn't find them.
Yeah.
And I'd like to think I'm halfway good at it, at least part of it.
Nice, Chris.
I don't know. Where else we at here? I'm passing all these. Bob Klein. What's he saying?
Show, Chris.
Yes, Bob, I agree with you 110% on that. Yes. It just,
I just
don't
wish
let people post it.
And have somebody listen to a video before you post it. Somebody who isn't afraid to tell you the truth.
Boy, that's another one, Chad Applegate. I agree with that too. Somebody stands in the back of the room and shoots a video of a band that might be fairly good, but there's no one there. I mean, there's like one person standing between you and the band. It makes it look like you draw no one.
It's the worst thing when I see people post these videos or these pictures, and it's there's no empty seats in it. I see bars doing this.
Yes.
They're posting pictures of their own stage of nobody in front of it. And I'm going, what are you doing?
I just want to dub over it. Immediate seating, like a blinking light or something like you'd see in a restaurant or something, because that's what it's like trying to say. We have no one here. We need you to be here.
Like, you guys got to really, every little detail matters. If you don't think it matters, you're wrong. It matters. Don't post a video without somebody checking it. Make sure that your video doesn't show empty seats and nobody there. Make sure you don't post a picture. Do your venues and friends a favor that you're going to see, and stop live recording them to an empty room. You're doing them a disservice. You're doing the bar and the band a disservice. Stop.
So we've hit on two topics here. We hit on the social media side of things, marketing, and we hit on the practicing. The third topic that we had in here, and we're going to have to shorten it up a little bit, but is
You're good, Shane.
Genre of music and song selections. I mean, is that a big enhancer to bring you up to the next level? I mean, you musicians, we're looking for you to chime in. I am not a musician by any way, shape, or form. I just play one on television. So somebody tell us, is the genre important? Is, selecting, I mean, you look at Shane's band's going to play at your place. Half-Life's going to play at your place on Friday night, I think, right?
Right.
So you could brand them with a certain genre. And I think that's the draw they get. And that's the people that like that genre of music. And, I've heard people go to their show and they say, well, it's not necessarily my style of music, but I like Shane, and that kind of thing. So I'm going to go support him. And that's good, well and good. But they've decided to go down that rabbit hole of this is our genre of music. And so many bands try to be a lot of things. Should you pick a genre, or should you just say, okay, we're going to play everything? And I watched an R&B band play Tennessee Whiskey over the weekend, and I'm thinking it's the new wagon wheel. I said it on the show yesterday, but it's like everybody's got to play Tennessee Whiskey. And this band was killing it with like Michael Jackson and Sade and R&B stuff that was really good. And then they throw in Tennessee Whiskey, and it was just like, why? Just do you go stay in your lane? Sometimes your lane's good. Stay in it.
Well, so there's that's an interesting topic because there's a band that I really like, and there's a singer that I really like, and they all play in the same band. But the singer does not sing, is in a band that does not sing in their genre, what their voice is capable of. But like it's a complete opposite, actually. But when they do sing songs that are in the genre of what their voice can, what their voice does, it's a noticeable difference. Like it's like listening to two different singers. And I asked this person, I said, why do you sing in a band where it's, you sing so much better doing this certain style? Why do you sing doing this style? I mean, it's the truth, And I don't know how that was taken, but they said they had a lot of fun playing. So I guess that's all that matters, right?
I'm not touching that one, but yeah, right. I know where you're going. Thank you, Bill. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, there are a lot of people out there.
That's true.
With
Genre
huge talent.
As important as how well you perform a song. And that's what I'm getting at.
Who said that and where? Colleen. Okay.
That's a really good point. Genre isn't that important. And that goes to what I was just saying. It doesn't matter that it's a different genre, but you can't sing it.
Yeah, Shane, and I agree with you there. Benny Hill is one of those guys that could sing the phone book and do it well. And, certain musicians and entertainers can do that. Other bands, I think, stick to where their lane is and do that kind of thing. And it's okay. Either way, I don't see a problem with it. But I think if you decide on a genre or style, stick with it for a while. Even if it doesn't work in the beginning, stay with it and keep going because everything builds and, rise from the ashes, so to speak. And if you're not doing so well, pick better songs in that genre, but do what turns you on. And Miss Jackie's great at multi-genres.
Miss Jackie's great at everything, though. Like she can't even be used as examples because you can put her on stage with a microphone and she's going to kill it no matter what.
She killed the national anthem at the Reds game. I mean, she's that girl. Special. She is. Thank you, Tessa. Yeah, and some bands that do have four singers, I've seen bands that have 4 lead singers, and it's okay then because you have somebody that fits different styles and so on.
Yeah.
But like you said earlier, Karis, there are some people that should not attempt to do certain genres or styles of music, and it gets out of your comfort zone, and then you can read it. I mean, you can see it on stage, and that's never good either. But
no.
Hi, Christy. Thanks for being here. Bob, but pick smart songs. Yeah, chicks don't dig B-side Rush songs unless you're Laurie Schreibner, and then you dig every Rush song. But yes, that's true.
I like Rush too. I am Canadian though, so.
Thank you, Canuck.
South African Canadian,
Yeah. Colleen says chicks dig Bob. There we go. All right. Hey, we've run out of time. We are at
show though.
And there was so much more on this. I mean, we were going to get into obviously song selection, but your overall look on stage. How's the band look? Is it a hot mess? Do you set up nice? Do you wear something decent? Do you put on?
I'd like to go further on this topic. I think it's a great topic.
Well, let's bring it back next week and we'll add to the rest of it.
The next 4 points.
Yeah, because there's a whole lot of them in there. And everything from signage, Linus Tate, great example. They walk around the audience on the breaks and hand out these cards that say Linus Tate on them. And they have all their social media and their links and their Venmo link and anything else on there that you can QR code. It's
I love Linus.
Genius. Genius. Tate. I mean, it's genius. Yeah. And they take the time to do that. And it gives them the opportunity to shake hands and meet people.
Yeah.
Which is great. what a great icebreaker to walk up to somebody and say, hey, here's our card that talks all about our band. If you want to follow us on social or whatever, here it is. And it breaks the ice and they have a chance to chat with people. It's really good. It's good. I love Linus Tate too. So yeah, we've got a lot more to talk about next week on this topic. And thanks. It was as we say, a viewer submitted topic, which we like always. And what else you got going on this week, Miss Ceris?
We had a great week this week, actually. So tonight is Singo and the $2 and PB&J Tuesday. So $2 PBRs, $3 Jamesons. Tomorrow, Rick Kern's solo show. He's going to be playing his solo show. On Thursday, we jam. It's our epic jam night. On Friday, I don't know if you guys have heard, but Shane DeMoss's band Half-Life will be playing at the Bell and the Bear, and we're celebrating Edward Sawicki's birthday that night too. So I do hope everybody comes out to wish him a really happy birthday and to give Shane some support, because it's the first time Half-Life will be playing at the bar, and I'm really excited about it. And then on Saturday, Blackbone Cat takes the stage.
Friday will be epic.
Friday and Saturday, all week will be epic, but I'm very excited for Friday.
You're going to love Half-Life. I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to love Half-Life. They are not half-assed. They are Half-Life.
I am in love with Shane's voice. So
you'll love it.
I know I'm going to love Half-Life. Yeah.
You will. They're a great band, and they'll do you right. So let's get on out of here for now. And I've got a 3-nighter this week. I'll be tonight at Mr. Burroughs, Wednesday at Heather's, and Thursday at the Ginkgo Stage in Miamisburg. It's the new amphitheater in the park doing Spooky Tunes music trivia. We're going to have some fun with that. They're doing Halloween in the park and all that night with some stuff. So join us for that one on Thursday night. So I won't be jamming with you, but I'll be jamming my own music.
Yeah.
And enjoying that. So we'd love to see you out at those. If you're in the Dayton area, if you're in the Cincinnati area, the Montgomery area, stop and see Ceris and enjoy a PB&J tonight, right? PB&J?
Yeah, PB&J, $2 PBRs, $3 Jameson.
That just screams fun to me.
It is fun.
Have a good day, my friend.
Love you guys.
Thank you all for being here, everybody. We'll see you next time. Get out and support live local music and the bands and venues that bring it to you.
Please show us some love. It's been a harsh summer for us live music venues.
Is that it?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
No, I'm just making sure you were done before I hit that theme song from Sweet Sister
Well, let's
Mercy.
do the disclaimer, though.
Oh, you want to?
Sure.
Yeah, we got to get the legal stuff in, don't we? So they don't sue us. There you go.
Disclaimer, the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of our sponsors or any entities they represent.
We're done.
Working for the weekend, and I want to see a shirt. I flip on the book.
Her hand was a result of a fight she got in. She punched a guy named Jim McCarthy right in the teeth and cut her hand. That's what I heard. That's the rumor I'm starting.
Showing lots of love for the community with great advice.
Right.
Stitches.
I should go see.
Who's that?
No. Duke does not like it when I sing.